Hi ma'am, welcome for today's session. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, or we can say interested topic in this third unit. Okay, so the name of the topic is partial order planning. Come again, what is this? Partial order planning. So in the last classes we discussed about one type of category of planning. Means one type means we can classify this planning in many categories. So one category is a classical, non-classical. One more category is a forward planning, backward planning. Okay. The third category is total order planning, partial order planning. Okay. So what we discussed previously in terms of forward and the backward is exactly total order planning. Total order means whatever actions you want to perform for a planning should be in sequential order. They have to obey, they have to adjust, they have to conduct in the same order only. There should not be any deviation from the stream. Okay, but this is not the same, or this is not possible in all cases of applications. We need to deviate, we need to excuse, we need to relieve some of the actions to perform in the same order. Not possible means we have many possibilities to perform the same plan with set of actions. Those actions need not be performed in the same order. Okay, if that is the case, it is called as a partial order planning. Now let us see. So forward and the backward state space searches are particular forms of total order planning search, because everything, if you want to perform an action, we have to satisfy the precondition. After the action, we will get some effect. Okay, so every action is depends upon the another in the form of a sequence. Okay, so there is no deviation from that. So they explore only strictly linear sequence of actions directly connected to the start or goal. Exactly, they are going to start, or they are going to start from the start or from goal. So rather than work on each sub-problem separately, so he is suggesting something to us. So what he is suggesting is, rather than work on each sub-problem separately, they must always make decisions about how to sequence actions from all the sub-problems. So instead of getting a solution, means for each sub-problem separately, they try to find out how to make the sequence of these actions. It's a big problem to them. Okay, so they're totally stressing or giving time to make actions in a sequence order. That is other want to convey. But coming to this concept, but it is preferable to work on several sub goals independently. How? We don't bother about the sequence. We can take any action or sub problem or sub goal independently. We have to solve them with several sub plans. No need to be in the same order. Okay, so in the previous one we have a plan. Even though we have different plans, we need to maintain the order, but no need to be here. Okay, so solve them with several sub plans and then combine the sub problems. What it is, and then combine the sub problems. So the planner can work on obvious or important decisions first. So what are the important decisions we have to take? So which action we have to perform first? Okay, so which one we have to give the priority? Later then, if you want to place them in order, of course we can do this. It's not mandatory, right? Rather than being forced to work on steps in the chronological order. So what is the chronological order? From previous to present. Some order. Okay. Right. So the general strategy of delaying a choice during search is called least commitment strategy. So what is the least commitment is, if you don't want to do any action in the midway, no need to maintain some sequence. Means no need to means it is a least commitment. Means no need to bother about that. If that is the case, it is called as a least commitment strategy. Okay, so the partial order planning will follow least commitment strategy. Now let us see. So the author is explaining the same concept, that is a partial order planning, with the help of two examples. The first example is putting on a pair of shoes. What it is? Putting on a pair of shoes. So all of you know what is a shoe, what is a how to wear a shoe, right? So I want to show this image. So this person have some two legs as usually, right? He have one pair of shoes, white color. Okay, he have one more. So he want to wear a socks also. But what is the order you want to make a to wear? What is the order to wear a shoe for you? See, after wearing the socks, we can wear a shoe. It's mandatory. It's an order. But is it mandatory that you have to wear the left shoe first, later right one, or right shoe first, later left one? So no need. It depends. No need. It depends. Somebody used to wear socks, left socks first, later left shoe. Somebody wait to use, try to use or prefer to use right socks first, right shoe next. Somebody want to wear first two socks first, either left or right. Okay. After wearing that, they can start with the left shoe or right shoe and vice versa. Yeah. So in this, we have some actions to perform. What are the actions? Wearing a socks, wearing a shoe. But it doesn't maintain any sequence perfectly to wear your shoes. So there is a deviation of this perfect sequencing. Making you can start with the right socks, right shoe, left socks, left shoe. Okay. Or wearing the socks. Or in wearing the socks also you can start with the right socks, next left socks. Or vice versa. The same with the shoes also. Right. See. So what is the plan here? The plan is, our goal is to wear right shoe on. Right shoe on means we have wear right shoe. Left shoe on means wearing left shoe is over. That is your goal, of course. Initially there is no precondition, there is no actions, we have to start. So for that we got some 4 actions. The 4 actions are right socks, left socks. Right? Right socks, left socks. Or you can start reading left socks, right socks. We have 2 actions completed. Next, coming to the shoes. The first thing is wearing the socks. So I read like that. So coming to the shoes, you can start with the left shoe, right shoe, or right shoe or left shoe. So like this, we have 4 things to perform in order to fulfill your wearing your shoes. See, but for wearing a socks, there is no need to be any preconditions. That's your choice. Okay. So for right socks wearing action, there is no precondition. There is only effect called as a right socks on. What is that? Right socks on. The same with the left socks also, there is no precondition. Your wish. If you want to start with the left socks, you can go. So the effect is left socks on means he wear the left socks. Coming to the right shoe. If you want to wear a shoe, the precondition is first we have to wear a socks. We have to wear a socks. So if you want to wear a right shoe, first what thing you have to do? You have to wear a right socks. What is the effect? You wear the right shoe. So right shoe wearing is over. The same with the left shoe also. If you want to wear the left shoe, the precondition you have to wear the left socks. And the effect is left shoe. Okay now. So this is a small concept. Small concept. Okay. So in terms of partial concept. So planner should be able to come up with a 2 action sequence. First one, right socks followed by right shoe. You can start from anywhere to achieve the first conjunct of the goal. So in the goal we have 2 things to satisfy. The 2 things have to satisfy. That way we have used the and conjunct. You have to wear 2 shoes without any deviation. Okay. The first thing is right socks followed by right shoe. The second one is left socks followed by left shoe. That is the second conjunct of this goal. Okay. Then the 2 sequences can be combined to yield the final plan. The sequences can be combined to yield your final plan. Now let us see. Any planning algorithm that can place 2 actions into a plan without specifying which comes first. Yes. Not only 2, more than 2. Not only 2 actions, not only 2 goals, but we have many number can be contained. But in that no need to specify which ones comes first, which ones comes next. If that is the case, we can name it as partial order planning. Okay. So in the following figure, the solution is represented as a graph of actions, not a sequence. Yes. Here let us see. So and also the dummy actions like start and finish, which make the beginning and end of the plan. Yeah, without start and end. So it doesn't mean they don't have any action to perform in that anything, but it is a representation in the graph that the actions are going to start. Now let us see what is the graph given by the author. See this. First we have to go with the left one, mandatory partial order plan. So these are the some dummy action. They don't have any weightage in the plan. So they can start either left side or the right side. If you want to prefer the left side, you can go with the left socks on. Means you have to wear the left socks. After wearing the left socks, only you have to wear the left shoe. And finally, what you get after wearing the left shoe is on. And next one is right socks. After wearing the right socks, you have to wear the right shoe. If that is the case, the goal has been finished. Okay, it is a one plan. The other plan can be, you can start from here. So you can start from here, from right socks to right shoe. Next you can go to left socks to left shoe. So these are all the plans, possible plans. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is luckiest number for us. We have a 6 categories of environment types. We have a 6 categories of agents. We have a 6 categories of uninformed searches, like that. Okay, here also we have a 6 types of partial order planning for wearing a shoes. See this. Everything have to start with the socks only. The next 2 steps have to end only with the socks only. If you want to start with the right socks, okay, if you want to start with the right socks, after wearing right socks, you can go prefer to left socks. So after wearing left socks, you can go to right shoe and left shoe. It is a one pattern. See, so what he is doing, after wearing right socks and left socks, you want to wear left shoe, rather right shoe like previous one. So after wearing left shoe, you want to wear right shoe. Actually, we used to do a skit if you are online classes. So every time I request to students to make a skit on this shoe wearing. It's very funny also, but unfortunately we are not able to come up with that. Right. See, after performing the right sock starting, he want to either you can perform the left socks. Okay. So left socks, right shoe, left shoe. Left socks, left shoe, right shoe. Right socks, right shoe you can do. Right socks, right shoe, left socks, left shoe. Same with the left socks also, left socks, left shoe, right socks, right shoe. Don't forget the pattern, very easy pattern. Try to take 2 socks and 2 shoes. You can have 6 possibilities of wearing these socks and shoes. Yeah, the partial order solution correspond to 6 possible total order solution. Right? These are the total order only. You can prefer anything. So each of these called as linearization of partial order plan. Linearization means putting some in order. No need to be maintained the same order, but we are trying to make easiest by making actions in some order. Okay, so planning as a search. Yeah, if you want to do this planning as a search, you have to start with the empty plan. We have to include blah blah blah. Yeah, that's it. Then we consider ways of refining the plan until we come up with a complete plan. That's also problem. It's normal things. Yeah, it's very important. This topic is very important now. Each plan have the following 4 components. We have to remember, we have to mug up. So we know about the first one. The first one is actions we have to perform. For every action we have to satisfy the preconditions. These 2 we know about this. Okay. Yeah. First 2 define the steps of the plan. The last 2 survey bookkeeping means no need to do the things. But we need to maintain. See, 5 restaurant users are used to maintain in the colleges. It's mandatory. But as we are using them, no need to get a fire every day. It's mandatory. Like this, the last 2 steps are not mandatory, but you have to maintain them. But the first 2 are very important. What are those? The first one is actions. Next one is ordering constraints. Okay, next, or we can say it is called as a preconditions. Third one is the casual links, and the fourth one is the open preconditions. I repeat, first one is the actions, next one is the ordering constraints, third one is the casual links, and fourth one is the open preconditions. Now let us see what is what. We know about the actions, a set of actions that make up the steps of a plan. We know about this. These are taken from the set of actions in the planning problem. We know about this. The empty plan contains just the start and finish actions. We don't have any plan. What it contains is dummy actions. What are dummy actions here? Start and finish. That's it. No other things we have. Start has no preconditions. See, if you just forgot about these dummy actions, any plan which contains some actions instead of empty plan. So for that, we are going to start with the dummy action called as a start. So every start in any plan don't have any preconditions. But and has its effects all the literals in the initial state of the plan. So whatever we are going to start with the first action after start, it is called effect of the start. So without starting, we can't start any action that you want to say. And the finish has no effects. So after completing your plan with set of actions performing, we are going to finish with the finish dummy action. The finish don't have any effects but have some preconditions. But has its preconditions the goal literals of the planning problem. Because when you reach the finish means you satisfied with some preconditions to do your actions. Right. So without satisfying the preconditions, you can't perform actions, right? Okay, that is all I want to convey. Next, ordering constraints. Very, very important one is the ordering constraints because they need to be exist but no need to be implemented. Okay, generally they will do the same. They are set of ordering constraints. The order we have to maintain. Each ordering constraint is of the form A alpha beta, A alpha B, which read as A before B. It's a symbolic notation of the action sequence. So we have to perform B. Sorry, we have to perform. We have to perform B after A. After A, or we can say we have to perform A before B. Yeah, it is a given here A before B. It means that action A must be executed sometime before action B, but not necessarily immediately before. We have to execute that. Try to stress on these words. It means that action A must be executed sometime before action B. That's it. But not necessarily immediately before B. Means whenever we have a C here, okay, before B, right, means that A have to perform before B. If it is a C there, E have to perform before C also, but not exactly before step of a B. There may be any number of steps between A and B, but A have to finish before B only. Right, that is you want to convey. Any cycle such as A have to perform before B and B have to perform before A. Is it possible? No, it forming a cycle. So we should not encourage this type of cycles in any planning. So right, so represents a contradiction. Yes. So an ordering constraint cannot be added to the plan if it creates a cycle. So these orderings also we have to check. So it is a thing we have to stress. So even though ordering constraints are very important to us, okay, but the one more important thing we have to remember here is you should not create any cycles. That's it. Casual links. So what they're saying, the first two steps are very important. The second two steps are not much important. So in that one of thing is the casual links. Casual links is representation of the casualty. Means without that it can't be performed. We know about that. See, let us see with the example you can better understand. A casual link between two actions A and B in the plan is written as, okay, there is an action A have to perform, okay, before B, and it is read as A achieves P for B. Means A achieves P for B. So the P is going to perform by A because it have to do something with the B. That is you want to say. After seeing this example, you may understand this. Yes. For example, we have a casual link like this. Right socks. After wearing right socks, only we have to wear right shoe. Okay. But what the author want to convey? He is using some predicate called as a right socks on. He is using predicate called as a right socks on. What is this? He is showing that you have completed the wearing a socks. Which socks? Right socks. Right. So it's a casual link representation. No need to be mentioned right socks on here. It will happen automatically. But for your notation you are going to use. Asserts that right socks on is an effect of right socks action and a precondition for the right shoe. Yeah, we have to agree with these words. So the effect of right socks is right socks on. The precondition for the right shoe means if you want to wear right shoe, what we have to consider? The right socks has been wear or not. We have to check. If you wear, we can start with the shoe. It means the plan may not be extended by adding a new action C that conflicts with the casual link. Means in between this we should not add any actions. Okay. Yeah, just leave about that. That is enough for you. Open precondition. What is a precondition? The thing we have to satisfy before performing any action. What is the open preconditions? No need to satisfy. No need to satisfy. They are available, but no need to satisfy. Every day we used to convey students that you have to come to the class by 8 o'clock. If it is 8 o'clock class, you have to come to class at 10 o'clock. It is for online classes. But coming to the offline classes, you have to be at 8:45 in the class every day. It's a precondition to start our class. But are you doing the same? For 365 days, how many times you have came to class on time? At least on time, not in time. But okay, there is a precondition is there to come to the class, to start the class. That is 8:45. You have to be in. But nobody is following that expert faculty. Right. If that is the case, it is called as open preconditions. A precondition is open if it is not achieved by some action in the plan. They are not going to achieve by some actions like you people, like students. Planners will work to reduce the number of set of open preconditions because if you are putting a condition, no need to satisfy the condition, what is the use? See, a lot of faculty used to stand in the corridors at the first or fifth hour to convey students come to classes early. They will listen further day. Okay, the next day they will repeat. What is the use of these rules? I repeat. What is the use of collecting? What is punishment amount? No, fine amount. Right? So these are all waste. If you have ethics to follow, you should be in the class on this 8:45. No need to be stand by anybody. No need to give any warning to you. No need to collect fine. It's all depends on you. Okay. Planners will work to reduce this set of open preconditions to the empty set without introducing a contradiction. Yes. So the management is wasting our time to stand there. Right. So I too request the management to empty these preconditions because it's a useless conditions. Right, ma? So hope you understood these conditions. All four at one place. Let us see the actions. We have 4 actions, right? What are those? Right socks, right shoe, left socks, left shoe, and we have a 2 dummy conditions, start and finish. The orderings are constraints. Very important constraints are right socks have to wear before right shoe, left socks have to wear before left shoe. That is okay. Casual links. We have a lot of casual links. So right socks on indicates the right socks is red. The same with the left socks on. The same with the right shoe on before finish. The same with the left shoe on before finish. And here no preconditions. There are no open preconditions here. We don't have any open preconditions like this here. Do you have? No. Here the right socks is mandatory for the right shoe. Left socks is mandatory for the left shoe. Okay, that's it. No open preconditions in this example. So further he indicates it as a empty. So what is a consistent plan? It is a plan in which there are no cycles. No cycles in the ordering constraints and no conflicts with the casual links. and there are no open preconditions also. If it is the case, it is a perfect plan, or we can say consistent plan. And a consistent plan with no open preconditions is a solution. Exactly. Okay. And a consistent plan without any open preconditions is a solution. So we have to get solution without this. Right. So this is the end of the first example in the partial order planning map. We have one more example called as a spade type problem. We will see this in the next class. And the formulation of POP is everything I explained here is nothing but in some text format given by the author. You can read this, no need to bother about this. So everything I have given to you already. Okay. Yeah. So the second example is a spade type problem. We will see in the next class. Okay. With more concentration. Right. So till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.